Okay, so if this is clear, any doubts up to this point? Any doubts up to this point? Any problem with the standard LPP? Please respond somebody. Any doubts up to this point?
No, sir.
No. Okay, so if this is clear, then let us take one example. But if so, constraints can be, let us say, constraints can be, constraints can be of three types. Constraints can be of three types. Okay, so depending upon the type of constraint, we will add either less than equal to. So we have this constraints, then variable, which variable is to be added. Okay, and then the coefficient of variable. Okay, so if the constraint is less than equal to, if the constraint is less than equal to, then we add a slack variable. We add a slack variable, which is s, slack variable s, and the coefficient that is added to the objective function, coefficient of objective function. So coefficient of objective function is 0. If you remember, in the last class we have solved this problem. See, this is the problem na? In this problem, while converting it into standard LPP, we converted the equation 2x1 plus x3, 2x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 8 as 2x1 plus 3x2 plus s1 is equal to 8. So we have added a slack variable converting inequality into equality, isn't it? So that's what I have written here, that if the constraint is less than equal to, we have added a slack variable and the coefficient of slack variable in the objective function. So we added s1 here. So we added s1 here. Okay, but when we were adding it in the objective function, we added it with 0 as the coefficient. So plus 0 s1. So coefficient is 0. Okay, but now if let us say the constraint is greater than equal to, if the constraint is greater than equal to, then we will add a surplus variable, surplus variable, and this will also be denoted by s. Other than this, the coefficient of a surplus variable will also be 0. But with this, we also have to add an artificial variable, artificial artificial variable. This artificial variable is termed as a, and the coefficient of this artificial variable in big M method is a penalty capital M. Okay, just hold on for a second. Hello. I'm busy with the class. Can you call me like after half an hour? 26 June 1986. Thank you. Hello. Sorry for the disturbance. So in the big M method, if the problem is of maximization, if the problem is of maximization, that is if the objective function is maximize z, then what we will do is we will add up negative penalty. Okay, negative penalty means that is this objective function, it will be minus m. What is m? M is the biggest penalty that is possible. So why we are adding this? Because if there is an artificial variable in the objective function, if it is in the decision variables, then it will be having a negative impact on the objective function. Okay, whereas if there is a surplus variable or a slack variable, they will not have an effect on the objective function. But to make an effect of an artificial variable, we are adding minus m for maximization, and plus M for minimization. Okay. Now how to remember which is to be added in this, I'll tell you later. Okay. Okay. Any doubts up to this point? Any doubts, students?
Sir, would you please explain from that artificial variable part, sir?
Yeah, just 1 second. Okay. See, for less than equal to, we have added a slack variable. Okay. Slack variable indicates that this much of quantity was underutilized, isn't it? If you remember,
Okay.
like for an example, if I say there are two machines, 2x1 plus 3x2 should be less than equal to 8. Okay, so if I am having a constraint like this where x1 is a say lathe machine, where x1 is my lathe machine, okay, and x2 is my milling machine.
Okay.
So x2 is my milling machine. So that means x1 is the time the lathe is being utilized, x2 is the time the milling machine is being utilized. So if this is taken as 1 and 1, then the total time utilized is 2 into 1 is 2 plus 2 3 into 1 is 3. So total is 2 plus 3 equal to 5. So there are still 3 hours because this is 8. So 8 minus 5 will be 3. So slack variable S1 is equal to 3. Okay, indicating that there were still 3 hours left of the machining time that could have been utilized. So this is underutilized machining time that we have wasted. Okay, but
Okay.
now say if it is now if for the same example, let us say that the constraint is 3 plus 2 should be minimum of 8. So we put it as 2, we put this as 2. So 2 into 2 is 4 plus 3 into 2 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So 10 minus 8 is again 2. So S1 here will be equal to 2, indicating that this machine is being overutilized by 2. Okay, correct?
Okay.
But
Yes.
artificial variable is also added. If I convert this equation, then this will be converted as 2x1 plus 3x2 plus s1 plus a1 equal to 8, isn't it? That's what I have written here, that we will add a surplus variable s and an artificial variable a. So surplus variable s and artificial variable a is added to make the constraint greater than equal to as equal to. Now what does this artificial variable indicates? Artificial variable indicates that if there's any chance by which this S1 becomes 0, then the overutilization will be kept into artificial variable. Okay. So in case say for example, the machine is to be utilized for 8 hours, but we are utilizing it for 20 hours. Okay, then the breakage or any mishappenings that could happen is kept into artificial variable. Okay, so if there's a breakage or if there's any downtime of the machine, that is to be kept in artificial variable. Okay, now see if it is saying that it should be utilized more than 8 hours, and I put x1 as 4, x3 as 6, what will be the time? 2 into 4 is 8 plus 3 into 6 is 18. 18 plus 8 is 26, isn't it? So s will become
Yes.
what? S will become 20, sorry, s will become 16, isn't it? That indicates the machine is overutilized. So now if you are overutilizing machine that much, what will happen? At certain point of time, the life of the machine will end. and suddenly you will have a breakage, isn't it, or a downtime. To accommodate that overutilization should not be much, we are adding an artificial variable. Got my point? Any doubts up to
Yes,
this
sir.
point? Any doubts?
So artificial variable is so that we can have it for safety, sir. Like
Safety,
in case
exactly, for
extra
taking the
variable.
safety of the machines. So for anything, like this is just an example. For safety of the machine, sometimes it may be overutilization of the resources. To control over the overutilization of resources, we are adding an artificial variable. Now when an artificial variable is kept into the solution, okay, that time we don't want these artificial variable, we don't want to underutilize the machine. That is why we try to add such a heavy penalty to this artificial variable that it should be not included into the solution. That's why we are adding a minus m for maximization. If you keep a minus m, then this minus m is almost equal to infinity, is approximated to infinity. So a very big penalty is being added to the objective function. So now if I write a standard optimization problem, standard LPP for maximization, I'm not considering minimization now. And okay, just before we go into that, let us see the last type of constraint, that is equal to constraint. So if there's an equal to constraint, then we will not add any slack variable or surplus variable. We will simply add only an artificial variable. Okay. So there are three types of constraints. You have three types of constraints, that is, we have three types of constraints, that is less than equal to, greater than equal to, or equal to. So if we have these three constraints, then what variables are to be added in the slack? If the constraint is less than equal to, we will only add a slack variable s, and the coefficient of slack variable will be 0. If the constraint is greater than equal to, we will add a surplus variable s and an artificial variable a. Coefficient of slack surplus variable will be 0. Coefficient of artificial variable will be minus m. Let us forget about this minimization problem. We'll discuss minimization later. Okay. So let us say that for artificial variable, we will include only minus m. And if the constraint is equal to constraint, then we will add only artificial variable and we will add a penalty of minus m. For more detail, let us take an example or a question. So let us write one question. Question 1. Maximize z is equal to 3x1 plus 4x2 subjected to subjected to 2x1 plus 3x2 less than equal to 8, 4x1 plus 2x2 should be greater than equal to 5, and 4 sorry and 3x1 plus 5x2 is equal to 15. Okay, so this is the question. Now we need to find the solution to this problem, and then you will also have, sorry, x1 comma x2 should be greater than equal to 0. What is this called? This is called
Non-negativity constraint.
non-negativity constraints. So these are constraints, these are objective function. So if you have a problem like this, first step is, now for the solution solution is always step by step. So let us write down the steps. So first step is step number 1. What is the step number 1? Convert convert into standard LPP. Convert into standard LPP. So if I convert it into standard LPP, let me just write it here. So this will be, or let us write it here, no problem. So let me just write the standard LPP. So Z is equal to, what I'm writing, Z is equal to 3x1 plus 4x2, and then I'll add some values here. Let me not write it now. Let me just go to constraints. So subjected to, so I'll write constraints first. Subjected to, let me just scroll it a little. So subjected to, we have 2x1 plus 3x2 plus S1. What is this S1? S1 is slack variable in this
That
case,
will
since it is less than equal to, will be equal to 8. Okay. Then the next equation will be 4x1 plus 2x2 plus S2. Okay, since slack and surplus variable both are represented by S, so I have written S2. So S2 plus A1.
A1.
Why A1? Artificial variable. In since this is greater than equal to, so I have to add one surplus variable and an artificial variable. A1 is equal to 5. Then next equation will be 3x1 plus 5x2 plus
Plus
A2,
A2.
artificial variable 2, is equal to 15.
15.
Okay, then we also have to write non-negativity constraints, that is x1 comma x2 comma s1 comma s2 comma a1 comma a2
A
should be greater than equal to 0.
0.
So this we have converted into standard LPP, but now we have to convert, this is maximization. So we have to add these variables to the objective function. So what I'll do is plus 0 S1 for slack variable and surplus variable, we have to add the coefficient as 0. So we have added 0 S1 plus 0 S2 plus, then what, how many artificial variables? 1 and 2. And now since the artificial variable is for the maximization problem, we have to add minus. So instead of plus, I will use minus m a1 minus m a2. Now here I won't write m1 m2. Okay, anyhow the penalty is equivalent to infinity, so for both the cases it will be minus m minus m. Any problems in this? Any problems up to this point? Any problems, students? Okay, let me ask Kanna 308. Please unmute yourself.
So why we have taken this 0 S1 and 0 S2?
We have taken 0 S1 and 0 S2 because we don't want our slack variable and surplus variable to give any impact on the objective function. So they won't have any impact on the objective function. This we have already discussed when we were discussing the maximization problem for the first time, isn't it? That if there's any slack variable or surplus variable added to the objective function, they should not impact the value of the objective function. So since they are not going to impact, then the only way to have no impact is by adding a 0 as the coefficient. So anything into 0 will become 0. Okay.
So
Okay.
0
Next,
sir, thank you sir.
Manoj. 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 315. Please unmute yourself. Manoj. Okay. Then 321, Ritik. 321. Please unmute yourself. Ritik. Hello. Am I audible? Okay. Ramesh. 313. 19313.
Sir,
Okay, sir. Why should Ramesh, any doubt?
no, sir, no doubt, sir.
Okay, so there is one doubt I think from Swati 302. Sir, why should we add artificial variables? Actually, Swati, this we have already discussed. I'll again repeat it. Say for example, here in this case, as we were discussing, there is a constraint like 2x1 plus 3x2 should be greater than equal to 8, and where this x1 and x2 are say machines like lathe machine and milling machine. So if the constraints are like this and you are adding the or you are keeping the value for 4 and 6, then the overutilization is 16 hours. Okay, so to restrict this 16 hours or to restrict the overutilization, we have to add an artificial variable so that the safety of the machines and not excess utilization of the resources are made. That's why we have to add a artificial variable. Okay, am I clear,
Okay.
Swati?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So any other doubts, students? Please ask your doubts here itself, because after this the pattern remains the same. There is no change in the simplex or big M method. There is no difference in it. So whatever the
Sir.
difference is only in the adding of artificial and slack variables. Yeah, who somebody was asking something.
Sir, I didn't get that. Like you said that the additional variables which we are adding, it should not impact the objective function. So
Correct.
slack and surplus variables, we are taking 0 as the
Zero.
coefficient.
Hmm.
Then M, sir,
Because
M it
slack
is
and surplus variables are real variables. Okay, whereas this variable is an imaginary variable, artificial variable, because we are restricting it for the overutilization. There is no need for restriction, isn't it? Actually, if you see, the variable is just to increase the that it should be minimum, it should be utilized up to this point, isn't it? So we want to have an upper bound on the solution. That's why we are adding an artificial variable. Okay, just in case for this artificial variable we want to have an impact, so that the artificial variable is not included in the solution. Okay, if the artificial variable is included in the solution, then it will be a problem. That is why we want the artificial variable to be removed from the solution. Okay.
Okay.
Any other doubts?
No, sir. That M, sir, is it also a imaginary variable only?
Yeah, it's also imaginary variable.
Since it is not included in the non-negativity constraints.
M is not a variable. M is a constant. We are assuming it to be an infinite value. M is a penalty. Okay, M is not a variable. Okay, let me just go to, I think I have it somewhere here in the book. I'll go to that point. Let me see. Okay, in the next class, I'll try to give you a brief detail about this slack variable and this surplus variable and artificial variable. Okay, I'll get their definitions. Actually, I thought that it might be in this book, but I think it is not in this book. So next time I'll bring it and we'll discuss them in detail. Okay. Any other doubts up to this point?
No, sir.
Anybody else who's having any doubt? Please ask your doubt now. Otherwise, if we start with the problem, then it will be difficult to answer the questions. If not, then let us continue. Shall we continue? Okay. Now, if you remember, in the last class, what we did is to find the basic solution. What we did is we gave the variables, our decision variables as 0, and we found the value for, sorry, and then we found the value for the remaining variables. Similarly, here also for basic solution, for basic solution, we are going to keep x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0. So here from this equation, what we will get is s1 equal to what? S1 equal to 8, isn't it? If I keep x1 is equal to 0, x2 is equal to 0, then I'll get s1 is equal to 8. For this equation, we are going to keep x1, x2 as well as s2 as 0. So we are going to keep s2 as equal to 0. Then from here, we are going to get a1 equal to 5. In this equation, x1 and x2 is equal to 0. So what we will get is a2 will be equal to 15. So this is my basic solution. Okay, this is my basic solution. So for that, we will have our basic table, basic table. Now for basic solution, we have basic table. So basic table will be, so basic table will remain the same. There is no change in the basic table. What we have is first column, first row as Cj. Then in this Cj, we have here xb, the value of basic variable. Then we have b, basic variable. Then we have cb, coefficient of basic variable. So basic variables are s1, a1, a2. Then we have coefficient as 0. This is minus m. This is minus m. Values as 8, 5, 15. Isn't it? We have calculated it right now. 8, 5, 15. Then we will write here the variables, decision variables. So decision variables will be x1, x2, s1, s2, a1 and a2. So these are my columns. So these are my columns. And now I'll draw the table completely. So I'll draw it like this. Okay. Then next is what we calculate here. We calculate CZ, isn't it? We calculate CZ. Then the next row will be CJ minus CZ. isn't it? Here we will write the values of the coefficients, that is 3, 4, 0, 0, minus m, minus m. Correct? Any doubts up to this point? We are simply going to put the values from the coefficients. So this is going to be 2, 3, 1, 0, 0, 0. Next is going to
Sir,
be, yeah.
why did we take S2 as 0, sir?
Here S2 we have taken 0 because here we have the artificial variable. Whenever there is an artificial variable, we are going to take the slack variable, or sorry, the surplus variable as 0. Okay. Whenever you have this slack variable, we are calculating this in the basic solution. But if there is a surplus variable is excluded of the basic solution, because there is always an artificial variable. So for artificial variable, we calculate the basic solution. Okay, that's why we have
Okay, it is
taken
given
0.
more preference.
Sorry,
It is given more preference.
yeah, it's given more preference. A1 is given more preference. Rather than
Okay.
keep saying it as more preference, I'll say that we are saying that the overutilization is kept as 0. Okay,
Okay.
we are saying that overutilization is kept as 0. Here we are saying that there is some underutilization and that is equal to 8. But here I am saying that overutilization is kept as 0 and we are calculating the artificial variable. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then here it will be 4 for our second equation. 4, 2, 0, 1, 1, 0. Then here last will be 3, 5, 0, 0, 0, 1. Then what is the value? Then we have to calculate Cj. What is Cj? Cj is equal to, how do you calculate Cj? How do you calculate Cj?
CB into x1, x2, no, sir?
Yeah, Cb into x1, x2 and so on. So we are going to calculate this and this will be equal to, so we are going to calculate this. This will be equal to 0 into 2 is 0. 4 into minus m is minus 4m. 3 into minus m is minus 3m. So this will become minus 7m,
7.
isn't it? This will become minus 7m. This will be equal to 3 into 0, 0. 2 into m is minus m, minus 2m. Minus 5 into m is minus 7m. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then 0 into 1 is 0. 0 into m is 0. 0 into m is 0. 0 into m is 0. So this will be equal to 0. Here it will be 0 into 0 into 0 is 0. 1 into minus m is minus m. Correct?
Yes.
Then 0 into m into 0 is 0. So this will be 0. Then 0 into 0 into 0 is 0. 1 into m is minus m. Then 0 into 0 is 0 into m minus m is 0. Correct? Any doubts?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
And the last one will be equal to minus m.
Minus m.
Okay. So this last one is also equal to minus m. Now Cj minus Zj, 3 minus 7m is minus of 3 minus of minus 7m. So this will be 3 plus 7m. This will be 4 plus 7m. This will be 0. Okay. This will be equal to 0 minus m is plus m. Correct? Then 4
Yes.
minus of minus m. Then it will be 0. minus m minus of minus m will be plus m. So minus m plus m will become 0. Minus m minus of minus m will become 0. Correct? Any doubts
Yes,
up to
sir.
this point? Any
Sir,
doubts?
how we had calculated the CZs are -7 and -7?
Sorry?
How we had calculated this -7, sir? CZ.
CZ minus 7? See, this is 2 into 0, CB into x1. So 0 into 2 is 0, minus m into 4 is minus 4. I'll write it here, that way it will be, I think, better. So 0 into 2 plus 4 into minus m plus 3 into minus m. Got it? So 0 into 2 will be 0. 0 into minus m will be minus 4m. 0 into 3 into minus m will be minus 3m. So this will be equal to minus 7m. Correct? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
This row, this column is to be multiplied with this column. Got it? Row wise,
Sir.
this column
Okay, sir.
is to be multiplied with this column row wise. 2 into 0, 4 into minus m, 3 into minus m. Similarly, here also 3 into 0, 2 into minus m, 5 into minus m. Correct? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry, I thought that my mute mic got mute. Okay. Now, if you remember, what is the optimum or for test for optimality? Test for,
Cj minus Cz should be less than or equal to 0.
yes, optimality. Test for optimality is Cj minus Zj, sorry, Cj minus Cz should be less than equal to 0, isn't it? Cj minus Zj should be less than equal to 0. But if you see m, what is m? M, we have said that m is equivalent to infinity. So 7 times of infinity plus 3, 7 times of infinity plus 4, and this is infinity itself. So which is the maximum value? Let us assume any value for m. So what will be the maximum value? Maximum value will be this. So we will select this value, this row as our key column. Got my point? This should be minimum, but since this is all positive values, so we have to select the maximum positive value. So this value will be maximum positive value. Assume that m is equal to 1000. So if m is equal to 1000, so this is 1000, this is 7000 plus 4, 7004, this is 7000 plus 3, 7003. So maximum is 4 plus 7m.
Seven.
So we have selected this as the key column. So whenever we are selecting key column, we will mark an arrow in that column, correct? Then we will calculate
Yes,
the minimum ratio. So we calculate minimum ratio. What is minimum ratio? Minimum ratio is xb divided by key column. So xb divided by key column. So 8 divided by 3. So 8 by 3. Correct? 8 divided by 3. Then next is 5 divided by 2. 5 divided by 2. Next is 15 divided by 3. Next is 15 divided by 3. Correct? Oh, sorry. 15 divided by 5.
15 divided by 5, sir.
Sorry. 5. 15 divided by
15 divided by 5 is 3.
5. 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5. Correct? Any doubts up to this point?
No, sir.
So which is the minimum value? This is 8 by 3. So this is 2.333.
6.
2.666. Correct? You don't need to write the value as 2.666. Keep it as 8 by 3. Then this is 2 by 5. That is 2.5. And this is 3. So minimum value is
2.5.
2.5.
5.2. Oh, sorry.
2.5.
5 by 2.
Okay. 5 by 2. So we will mark this as our key row. The intersection of key column and key row will be
Key element.
key element. So you have to encircle key element. Since it is difficult for me to make circle, I am making square. Okay. Anything you can use. So this is my key element. Okay. Once you have got key element, then you will go for iteration 2. Second iteration. Second iteration. The process here remains the same. Again, we will go with the table. So table will have again Cj, Cj, Xb, B, Cb. Then you have X1, X2, S1, S2, A1, A2. Then you will simply draw the lines. Okay, so this is your CZ. This is CJ minus CZ. This remains the same. There is no change in CJ. So 3, 4, 0, 0, minus M, minus M. Okay. Now, since you have got the key element, we will write first the basic elements. So basic elements or basic variables are S1 remains as it is. A1 is replaced by X2, that is key column, key row is replaced by key column. So A1 is replaced by X2 and A2 is replaced by A2. There is no change in A2. Then we have to find the value for X2. Coefficients will remain same, that is 0. Coefficient of X2 is 4. and A2 is minus M. Okay, so this we have done. After this, we have to find the value of x2. For x2, what we will do is we will divide this row completely by the key element. So this will be equal to 5 by 2. This will be equal to 4 by 2. So 4 by 2 is 2. We can write 2. Now you may ask me, sir, you have written 5 by 2. We could have written 2.5. Yes, you could have written 2.5. I don't want the value to go into decimals. That's why I have not written 2.5. But this is completely divisible. That's why I have written 4 by 2 as 2. Now 2 by 2 will become 1. 0 by 2 will become 0. 1 by 2 will become 1 by 2. 1 by 2 will become 1 by 2. 0 will become 0. Okay. Any problems up to this point? Any problems?
Sir,
Any
So we
doubts?
had
Sir, once again,
divided
sir,
the
this.
previous row too,
One
sir.
at a time, please.
Again.
Yeah,
We
Aditya,
have
wait.
divided the second row. Okay.
Uh, Somebody was asking the question. Yeah, who was it? Please ask your question.
Sir, once again, explain, sir, this step.
Okay, I'll explain this once again. Here we have completed this portion. Are you clear with this point? Is my cursor visible to you people?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this iteration,
sir,
this
the
table
second.
is our iteration number 1. In the iteration number 2, we have just copied CJ. We have copied this CB, XB, sorry, B, XB, X1, X2, S1, S2, A1, A2. We have copied 3, 4, 0, 0, minus M, minus M. Now, instead of writing these basic variables, we have to write the new basic variables. So what are new basic variables? S1 is not changed. So we will write S1. A2 is not changed. So we will write A2. What is changed? Changed is the key column is being replaced by key row is being replaced by key column. So A1 is to be replaced by X2. Isn't it? This is your key column. This is your key row. So key row is A1. A1 is to be replaced by X2. So we have written X2. Once you have written S1, X2, A2, you have to write the coefficient. So coefficient of S1 is 0. Coefficient of X2 is 4. Coefficient of A2 is minus M. Up to this point, any problem? Up to this point, any problem?
No, sir.
Okay, then after this, to find the new value of the key row, you have to divide it by the key element. All the elements in the key row is to be divided by key element. Key element is what? Key element is 2. So we are dividing it by 2. So 5 by 2, 4 by 2, 2 by 2, 0 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 0. Okay, so I have written that. After this, what I need to do is, after this, I need to make my key column as except key element, all the other elements as 0. So the key element is already made 1. After this, we have to make this as 0. This also I have to make it equal to 0. Okay, so now to make this row, this element as 0, what I need to do is I need to perform a row operation. So for row operation, I will write R1 new is equal to what? Is equal to R1 old minus coefficient of this is 3. So coefficient is 3 into R2 new. Okay, R2 new, that is, I'll multiply 3 by 1 and subtract it from this old equation or old value. So then we will get, so what we get is R1 first element, so let us say 1, that will be equal to 8. So R11 is equal to, R11 is equal to 8 minus of 3 into R1 new 5 by 2. So this is 8 minus of 3 into 5 by 2. So that will be equal to 8 minus 15 by 2. That is equal to 1 by 2. Correct? Correct? Any doubts?
I
Is
didn't
it
get,
correct?
sir. Can you please repeat that?
So for finding the value of row 1, this is row 1. So finding the value of row 1, so row 1 new is equal to row 1 old, whatever is the old value is 8. So consider for this element. Let us consider for this element. I am making a square here. For this element, what is the old value? Old value is 8, correct? Old value is
Yes, sir.
8. So I have written 8 minus 3 times. What is this 3? 3 is this coefficient. Because I want to make this as 0. So I am making it as minus 3. 3 times of R1, R2 new. R2 new is this value, 5 by 2. This is my R2. This is my row 2. So this is new row value. New row value is 5 by 2. So 8 minus 3 times of 5 by 2. That is equal to 8 minus 15 by 2 is equal to 1 by 2. So what I'll write here in this block, is 1 by 2. Any doubts in this? Similarly for this, this is equal to 2 for this block. Now for this element, 2 for this element, the next value is R2, R1 old is 2 minus of 3 times of R2 new. R2 new is 2. 3 times of 2. That is equal to 2 minus 6 is equal to minus 4. Correct? So here what I'll get is, here I'll write minus 4. For this value, 3 minus 3 minus 3 times of 1 is equal to 0. Okay. This is what we intended. We intended here to bring 0. Okay. Similarly, for the next value, 1 minus, next value is equal to 1 minus 3 times of 0. That is equal to 1. Correct? So here it will be 1. Next is 0 minus 3 times of 1 by 2. 3 times of 1 by 2. That is equal to 0 minus 3 by 2. So answer is minus
Minus 3 by 2.
3 by 2. Next is 0 minus of 1 by 2. Again minus 3 by 2. Correct? Next will be 0 minus 0. So it will be 0. Then again for this R, for this last row, again we have to perform an row operation, that is R3 new will be equal to R3 old minus, what is the equation? 5. So minus 5 times of R2 new. Got it? For row operation, simply remember this, that new value of R, whatever the row may be, whether it is R2, R3, R4, whatever it is, for new value of a row, it is equal to old value of that row minus the value in the coefficient, or the coefficient in that particular column, key column, Okay, so here it was key column 5. So it is 5 into R2 new into the new key row. Okay, so this will be minus 5 times of R2. So now the value is 15 for this block. For this block, it is 15 minus of, so I'll write here, it is 15 minus of 5 times of R1, that is R2 new, that is 5 by 2, that is equal to 15 minus 25 by 2, that is equal to 5 by 2. Correct? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
So the new value here will be 5 by 2. Okay, then 3, then for the next column is equal to 3 minus 5 times of 2. New value is 2, old value
Minus
is
7.
3, so that is equal to minus 7.
7.
Okay, so here it will be minus 7. Next is 0, sorry, next value is here 0 minus of, next value is 0 minus of 0 into minus of 5 times of, again the value is 0. Okay, so the final value is 0, so this will become 0. This will be 0 minus of 0 minus of 5 times of 1 by 2. 5 times of 1 by 2 is equal to minus 5 by 2. So here we will get as minus 5 by 2. Again the same value, minus 5 by 2. Then next value is 1. Correct? Can you do it? Can you do it like this, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm just
Yes,
rubbing
sir.
these values here. Okay, I'll simply write the values somewhere here. That is R1 new is equal to R1 old minus 3 times of R2 new. Similarly, R3 new is equal to R3 old minus 5 times of R2 new. Okay, now again we have to calculate Cj. Cj will be equal to minus 4 into 0 is 0, 2 into 4 is 8, minus 7 into minus m is 8 plus 7m. Correct? 8 plus 7m. Next is 0 into 0 is 0, 0 into 4 is 4, 0 into m is minus 0 into minus m is 0. Then 1 into 0 is 0, 0 into 4 is 0 into 4 is 0, 0 into m is 0, so it will be 0. Next is minus 3 by 2 into 0 is 0, 1 by 2 into 4 is 2, in plus 5 by plus 2 plus 5 by 2 m. Correct? Minus 5 by 2 into minus m is plus 5 by 2, so 2 plus 5 by 2 m. Similarly, 0 into 3 by 2 is 0, again it will be the same, 2 plus 5 by 2
5 by
m,
2m.
and the last
M.
will be equal to minus,
Last one is 0.
last one is minus m.
0, sir. Minus m. Yeah, minus m. Correct.
Minus m. Similarly, here again we will calculate 3 minus 8 is minus 5 minus 7m. Correct? How I have calculated this? 3 minus of 8 plus 7m. So this will be equal to 3 minus 8 minus 7m. So that will be equal to 3 minus 8 will be minus 5 minus 7m, correct? Any doubts in this? Cj minus Zj.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
So the value is 5 minus 7m. 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. 0 minus 2 minus 5m minus 2 minus 5
Minus
by 2
by
m. This is minus 2 minus 5 by 2 m, and this is 0, correct? So now you can see all the values are less than equal to 0, isn't it? All the values are less than equal to 0, correct? Any doubts up to this point?
no, sir.
If not, then we will see what are our basic variables. So basic variables are S1 is equal to 1 by 2, X2 is equal to 5 by 2, and A2 is equal to 5 by 2, correct? Is
Yes,
these
sir.
our basic variables? So if these are your basic variables,
Yes,
then
sir.
your value of Z will be equal to 3 into x1 is 0, 3 into 0 plus 4 into 5 by 2 plus 0 into s1 is 0 into 1 by 2, then 0 into, sorry, plus 0 into s2, s2 is equal to 0 plus, oh, sorry, instead of plus this will be minus m into a1, a1 is 0 minus of m into a2, a2 is 5 by 2. So what we will get here is 20 by 2 plus, sorry, minus 5m by 2, indicating it to be 10 minus 2.5 m, correct?
Yes,
Correct.
sir.
So this is the maximization case. Since the maximization case, we are getting the value as 10 minus 2.5 m. This indicates infeasible solution. What is infeasible solution? Infeasible solution means that this problem cannot be solved. The maximum value that you can get is not appropriate. This is infeasible. Okay. Okay. Any doubts? This is the
Yes, sir.
problem with the OR. Since this problem I have created by myself. Okay. I have not checked any book. I have just taken some random values and I have created this problem. So this problem got solved in only 2 iterations. Okay. But the reason here, since we are having one artificial variable in the basic solution, then it is known as infeasible solution. Otherwise, if we have got this artificial variable out, then this would have been a feasible solution. Okay. Okay. Any doubts? So the maximum value of
sir.
Z will be, maximized value of Z will be, maximized value of Z is equal to what? Is equal to 10 minus 2.5 m. Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
This is
sir.
how you solve the problem. This is maximization case. In the next class, we will start with the minimization case. I'm sorry I have taken too long for this class. Aditya, have you taken the snapshot of the attendance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please send it to me. Okay. Thank you, students, for your patience listening. Okay. So next class, I recommend
Sir,
you
can you
all
please give one question like this?
for practice. Hello. Kana, yes, tell me.
Sir,
One
can you
question for
please give
practice, na?
some other question? Yes,
So,
sir.
for practice, yes, that's what I'm saying. Now today I'll upload this recorded lecture in the Google Classroom. At the same time, I'll give you a sheet for practice. Okay. In the Google Classroom, I'll post it. Okay. Is it
Both
okay?
methods, sir. Simple X and Big M method.
Yeah, both.
Okay, okay, sir.
And
Same.
as well as some problems for graphical. So sheet is being prepared now. So I'll post all these questions because with this
Okay.
we have ended unit number 1. Okay. So we'll in the next class we'll practice one more problem. After this our unit 1 will be completed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Any other doubts? Okay, in the next class we'll keep it as a doubt session and one practice problem. Okay. Okay, thank you class. I'll post the attendance as well as the problem in the Google Classroom. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.